Back in 2003, Ubisoft revived the Prince of Persia franchise and created a 3D action game that managed to capture the essence of the classics, while still breaking new ground with its rewind function. 5 years and several sequels later, Prince of Persia is making its HD debut. With streamlined gameplay and reworked combat, plenty of changes are afoot, but are they steps in the right direction?
You and your girlfriend should get out of here.
Girlfriend? Farah's not my girlfriend, she's my donkey.
You're risking your life for a donkey?
She's a good donkey.
As the game begins, the prince is traipsing across the desert with the spoils of his prior adventures. A sandstorm kicks up, and when the dust settles, he finds himself in yet another place where an ancient evil is trying to spread its influence. He meets a magical girl named Elika, and the pair set off to seal the menace back inside a tree that has served as its prison for centuries. It's a very straightforward tale with very few characters to keep track of. Yet there are some fairly complex undertones as the prince questions his blind sense of duty, and Elika second-guesses her life of exile and selflessness. Romantic tension inevitably arises between the two, and the writers try to develop both characters through optional conversations. The main problem is that the prince drops so many rote statements and dumb jokes that he ends up feeling out of place.
Don't know which end of a camel eats and which end...
I know which end of a camel does what.
The story's not going to come up at next week's book club, but it provides just enough to make you care.
If I die, I don't want to get squished under rocks. People like me this shape. Girls like me this shape.
Prince of Persia is designed just like many platformers. There's a hub that connects you to all the different areas. The object of the game is to get to the end of each level where you square off against a boss. Once the boss is vanquished, the world is turned from a gray monochromatic wasteland to a lush green environment. Once you've restored these areas, you can instantly warp to and from them, provided the prince is standing on fertile ground. It's handy, and will have you looking out over an expanse for anything green to use as a warp point. The real rub is that to obtain one of the prince's 4 special powers that give you access to new areas, you have to collect orbs called light seeds. The seeds only appear after you've restored an area, so you're forced to backtrack through the entire level again just to snag them. There are a few instances where they'll lead you to new areas you might not have explored, but they're mostly a way to pad the length of the game. The levels themselves split into several different paths, with dark ooze cordoning off areas you don't yet need to access. There's a simple map system that will lead you in the general direction you should be heading, but you also have the ability to call on Elika to send out a light orb that will show you the exact path. It worked well in Fable 2, and it works well here. The prince has his sword and his feet, and that's it. If you're looking for weapon variety, this is not your game. There's no upgrade system for the sword, and any way to upgrade the combat at all. The tools you have at the beginning of the game are the same ones you have at the end. While Prince of Persia fattens its playtime by making you backtrack through each level to collect light seeds, the world is large and there are plenty of objectives to complete. You can basically choose your own path through the quest, which makes each person's experience unique, and you're looking at around 12 hours before you reach the end. There's nothing to extend the experience after that, unless new character skins are your thing.
Oh no! Oh crap! Any more of your relatives gonna try and kill us? Or is it just your father who wants to end the world?
Do you think I wanted any of this?
The Sands of Time innovated with its go-anywhere, scale-anything gameplay, and then Assassin's Creed nailed it. Things have been simmered down to the essence here, making the gameplay more like Simon Says. Considering the pedigree, it's disappointing. If there are scratches in the wall, run on it. When you get to the end of the scratches, jump again and the game automatically sends you to the next object. If you come across a ring, you press the circle or B button. If the jump distance is a little longer, use Elika for a double jump. It becomes more about memorizing visual cues than freely traversing the environment. Much like Sonic the Hedgehog, there are definitely moments where you feel the game is playing itself. Do anything the game doesn't expect, and you're met with awkward moments, or, in the case of the PlayStation 3 version, outright crashes. The game believes that there's just one way to get through each gauntlet, and it'll make you believe it too. One seemingly interesting choice is that